Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Two Brothers channel. I'm one brother.
And I'm the second brother. Welcome to the channel, everybody.
And she is...
I am Rika. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome back.
You're the daughter.
The daughter. Rika. The niece. Rika. The one and only. Rika.
Okay. Everybody, look, today we're going to be talking about a topic called competition versus cooperation. Now, we seem to be dealing with hard topics lately, but it needs to be done. It needs to be said. Okay. Where does competition come from? A lot of people, while we're young, we go to school and the setup is to compete. The setup is to compete who's the best in the class, who's to, you understand what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that culture, by the time we were born, it has even seeped into the family where parents will start pitching brother against brother, brother against sister. Look at your brother. Look at what they're doing. Look at, do you get what I'm saying? And it's on this journey that I found out that actually you are not my competition.
Wow.
You, the Nigerian, you're not my competition.
Wow.
You, Mr. Leye, you're not my competition.
Wow.
You, my family, you're not my competition.
Wow.
You, my neighbor, you're not my competition.
Wow.
You, my friend, you're not my competition. You, my acquaintance, you're not my competition. Guess what you are? You are my cooperation.
Wow. Mr. Phil, what you just said there is like, how can I put it? It's such a power-packed submission, because you, my neighbor, you, my brother, you, my family, you, my nation, you, my white brother, you, my Indian brother, you, my Chinese brother, none of you are my competition. None of you are my competition, or Mr. Phil. So, Mr. Phil, then who is your competition?
Thank you. Guess what? Nobody is my competition. I am competing against my own potential.
Ooh, there it is. Rika. Ooh, there it is. There it is. Yeah.
So throw that thing into the trash. Keeping up with the Joneses, throw it into the trash. The only competition you have is your own potential. That is it. Because on planet Earth, we're all human beings. There's only one race, and it is the human race. Don't worry, it's live. Don't worry, And anyway, it is the human race. So you are not in competition with anybody. You're only in competition with your potential. It is about you being the best version that you can be. That is the only thing that you need to compete against. Compete against how you were yesterday. Not against the next man. Not against the next nation. Not against... You know what? Okay, let me even blow your minds. Do you know, we say racism, we say this, we say it's all born out of competition. But do you know that April this year, NASA and the United States government finally admitted that they are speaking to aliens?
Ooh, whoa, wow.
And they're speaking to dimensional beings.
This
from
is
another dimension.
I don't think they're ready for this kind of revelation, Mr. Phil, because
well, it is.
His reality is out there already. He did not say it.
But like you said, Mr. Claire, they might not be ready. So what I would say is lock it in one file in your mind. But just know that we're not the only ones in the universe.
And how can we be? And how can we be?
Mr. Claire, over to you.
And how can we be? Because the bottom line is, in everything that we see, even in our universe, variety is clear. You know, whether be it in skin color, whether be in countries, whether be in the attitude, whether be in color. Look at the diversity of the animal race we have around us. Look at diversity of the, the bird species, the fish, the water, and the fish. The universe is so diverse
And so beautiful.
and so beautiful because of this, and so beautiful because of its diversity.
Exactly.
So this is not boring play. Recap.
Thank you. Yet many people are in competition with each other, forgetting the fact that they were made to stand out. We're talking about the variety of the universe.
Wow.
The universe, like not just the earth. This is the universe we're talking about. So if there's so much variety, so much space for there to be individuality and uniqueness, why would you want to compete against your brother, your sister, your neighbor? Why? When there is space for you. That's my question.
When there's space for you to express yourself
to the fullest.
To
everything you have. Because
I don't think that Mr. Claire can finish my sentence. You saw it there.
Yeah, because the universe needs you to do that. The universe needs you to express yourself to the fullest. Because the universe knows that the combination of the ingredients in the dish is what makes the dish fabulous.
Yes.
So if the salt is not salty or the pepper is not peppery, then what's the point of it being in the soup?
Look, this thing happened in our life, and Mr. Clay, I don't compete with Mr. Clay, not because, and actually, that's not correct. We do compete, but there is only competition on what we call healthy competition. Healthy competition where it is to encourage us to grow together. That's the only competition that we involve ourselves in is healthy competition. How can we help each other get better? That is it. Okay. But there was a time that Mr. Clay wanted to get a house. And I can remember I asked him, he said, house. I said, no problem. Just go and choose whatever house you want and we'll sort it out. And then Mr. Clay looked at me and said, you sure? I'm like, yeah. Cut long story short, Mr. Clay got a house that was better than mine. Way better than mine. And everybody's looking at me like, how can you help him get a house better than yours? Are you okay? Of course I am. It's because I'm not in competition with him. That's what he wanted. Well, I should be in his way because he wanted something different, something better. No, if he can afford it, let it go. Let's Mr. Clay, over to you. How was that? Because people started asking me then.
This is the power of information and working together, building your network. Because your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
So when that time came and I needed a house, everybody was saying you can't afford a house. Everybody. This economy is not the right time. You just can't do it. So being my brother, I went to Mr. Phil and he said, listen, you're looking at it the wrong way, as he always does, you know. He's like, okay, what do you mean I'm looking at it the wrong way? He said, well, you're thinking about whether you can afford the house or not. That's the wrong way you should be looking at your house. You're going to be living there. Do you realize that? So make sure you find a house that you love, that ticks all the boxes. What about affordability? No, don't worry about that. So that will come later. Just go out there, look for the house that you love. Hey! So me being me, I went out, found a house, nice house, beautiful close neighborhood, you know, big, massive garden, you know, the driveway. The house was looking like the best house anybody around us has ever seen, not talk about living. So I was happy. And I said, okay, now let's make it happen. I said, okay, no problem. Okay, you found the house. Are you sure you're happy with it? Yeah. He didn't even see the house. It's not like it's so when I saw the house. He said, you're happy with it? Yeah, I'm happy with it. I even had a best friend. This is the amazing thing. I had a best friend that was selling houses. That was his day job. So you would think my best friend would be the one to help me acquire this house. At the time, my best friend didn't have a clue. He was selling houses that was his day job, selling houses, multiple houses every day. It could not help me. It took Mr. Phil that was not even in the industry to help me because of the power of information. And the minute I got the house, my so-called my so-called best friend, all of a sudden, now is now looking to get a house on the similar level as me. Someone that was telling me the week before that I couldn't afford the house. When I got the house and he walked in there, he didn't even tell me that, you know what, me too, I'm looking for a house. Next thing you know, it's like I'm buying this house, this is my house, and this is that. And I was looking at him like, are you not the same guy that was telling me? This is where I'm saying there's some people that are around you that are competing with you. They're in competition with you. But they stick around you because they don't want you to get too far ahead. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
Well, another story that I want to share with them is, and I'm not, look, this is what we'll do another video on intelligent self-interest. So keep that in mind. We'll do another video on intelligent self-interest. But there was a time I was earning maybe about £8 an hour, something like that. And I used to see everybody do it. They don't want to know anyone to know what they're earning. So I went to Mr. Lay. I said, I'm earning £8 an hour, Jared. What's gonna happen? And Mr. Gray said, you're earning £8 an hour? Mr. Gray said, I think I'm earning 7 no. I said, £8 no. So you need to do better. So Mr. Clare came to me and said, Mr. Phil, now I'm earning £9 an hour. I'm like, really? Okay, you're earning £9 an hour. Okay, I've got to do better. And then we worked together. Which agency did you do? How did you do it? Blah, 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 blah. Shared information with me because that became a culture of helping each other climb. Then £10 an hour, £11 an hour, £12 an hour, £13 an hour. You know what I'm saying? And then we stopped counting.
Yep.
We found that a lot of people will not share what it is that they're earning for fear that other people will know and they would be left behind. But what they don't know is that they've already capped themselves from helping each other climb. How was that experience for you, Mr. Kaleye?
That is, listen, there's actually something that is a big taboo in the UK for people to tell you how much you're earning. And everybody's poor. Nobody is rich. Everybody's poor. But you're hiding your £6 an hour. Like it's the last thing you will let anybody do out of embarrassment and whatever else is holding you back. But we look good, we smell good. We black people. Hey, with your £5 an hour, you look good, smell good, you look like $1,000,000. Nobody can touch you. But when it comes to paying a simple bill, everybody will be clearing throat. Everybody will be clearing throat. Everybody will be looking left, right, and left. And it's one of the things that Mr. Phil, and it's the way I was brought up by our mentor. Is everywhere I am, I always pay for everything. I pay for the meal, I pay for the coffee, I pay for everything. And the other day, let me tell you just one quick story. We went to a local mall, and we stepped into Starbucks. and we ordered, normal things, muffin, coffee, and everybody in Starbucks was looking at us as if we've walked into the wrong place. It was like, because we're dressed in tracksuit, two black men dressed in tracksuit, we didn't look like we should be going into Starbucks. Come on, people. That's how bad this is. They didn't expect us, like, what are you doing here? Both customer and staff. So I can understand what happened in America where somebody get arrested for doing something in Starbucks, because they don't get a lot. Listen, black people, go into Starbucks. Start patronizing, just to show that it's amazing, Mr. Phil. It's amazing. They don't expect you to go into Starbucks. Come on, Starbucks. It's not even. Huh?
Black people don't like coffee. They don't like muffins and cookies.
To be honest, the only reason why I don't go to Starbucks is because I don't really like just coffee and muffin. I don't really like what they're offering. It's not because of cost or anything like that. But from what you're saying now, could it really be Mr. Clay?
Yeah.
Carry on, Mr. Clay, please.
Most definitely. And that is just one example, which goes back to the houses, to the cars, to everything that you are expected to be within, because you're seen as a certain category of people. So when you're competing with yourselves and not cooperating, that it becomes a problem, because they're thinking, how do you know? How can you live in this kind of a nice house? Because I had people come to me and just all of a sudden, because I'm living in a nice house, they now have a different, they're not even looking at you now. They now have a different respect for you. They will be like, let's go and talk in the conservatory, Rike, what do you?
Well, I find it very funny because growing up, I did witness my friends in competition with each other, and I always used to wonder why, what's the competition? Like, you're all an individual person, each to their own. Why are you trying to knock each other down instead of trying to help each other grow, So I always found that very, very weird. But cooperation means it's a mutual benefit. Everybody is going to benefit from this. Whereas competition is a selfish act. You are competing against somebody because you somewhat believe that you're better than them, instead of, even if you are better than them, helping them to reach a certain stage where they too can hold their own. It's not about competition.
Life, sorry, Rike, life, let me just interject before you carry on. Life is a team sport.
Thank you. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Simple as.
Life is a team sport. Wealth is a team sport. Progress is a team sport.
Oh, yeah.
Equity is a team sport. All the things of success, they are team sports. They're
even
not
politics.
They're not solo efforts.
Even politics is a team sport.
Team sport. So you go into wealth, you come, especially in the UK, because we've spent so many years in the UK now, so our examples are going to be in the UK. You want to go into property, you go there, Mr. Blackman, I'm here, I want to buy. You get there, you see 50 Indians competing against you.
It actually happened to me, Mr. Phil. It happened to me. I wanted to buy an investment property. I saw the investment property. I made a bid. And it wasn't even about money, Mr. Phil. When you get to that level, they just will not sell to you because you're not part of their network. The seller refused to sell to me, even though I bid more than this person. But the agent was telling me because they have a prior relationship with the person,
look at that,
they would rather sell to that person than to me. Even though I bidded more money. Hello, you people that are money hungry. I think money is the end of it all.
Yeah,
that person would rather sell to somebody in his network. And
because
let that person enjoy the cash
keeps the
flow.
wealth. It keeps the wealth in his network. And
rather than send to you, a stranger.
So you see why it is so important to develop your network. And it's so important to understand that your network is your network, because there comes a time where money becomes irrelevant. Money is not the currency anymore.
Yep.
Relationships now become the currency. Relationship now becomes the price. Relationship now becomes the entry or the gate fee to the opportunity. Not money. They don't need your money.
Keep your money.
You
don't even have any money. You don't even have any money. Because when it comes down to these things, you will find that the people that are in making the decisions have gone beyond money.
Of course.
Can they work with you? Do you have the right mindset? Can they trust you? Can they trust you to do the right thing? Can they trust you to play the team game? Can they trust you to have their back like they have in yours? So one day you can come off the streets with zero in your pocket, and by the next year you're now a billionaire, and everybody wondering, oh, he's an overnight success. But it's because of the network that he joined.
Yes.
The network is a part of.
And Mr. Clay, not the kind of network that is held together by Babalawo, because we know that those networks exist as well.
But they're putting a principle in place. They are working a principle.
I hear you, Mr. Clay. Not the Olumba network. not the diabolical
Calabash network. Rika is looking puzzled.
He's trying to say that is a network in itself, but that is a different kind of energy. I'm not going to say evil, and I'm also going to say good. Let's just say positive and negative. And I'm not going to say negative in a negative way. Everybody has their lane. It's just that you cannot build success on a negative energy. You cannot build something positive on a negative foundation. So, yes, you can have an Olumba network. But if you notice, if you actually understand that principle, even when they succeed with that negative energy, they can hardly do something good with it. We've heard stories about people having to build buildings in Nigeria, but they cannot paint it.
It's amazing.
It's
amazing. It's amazing because
we've had stories that they get the money, but maybe 2 of their children have to die.
Well, the price they have to pay for.
Always a price. Thank you. We're talking about
they have to pay,
where you don't have to sacrifice your children.
Honestly,
exactly.
Why would you want to sacrifice anybody?
Rika looking puzzled. It's so way out of your reality. These are the depth that Africans sometimes go into to make money, to make wealth.
Rika, honestly, I won't want to say that, Rika, that you've been sheltered.
Well, I have been, and I'm grateful for it. But that is crazy. Is it because of money or what?
Yes.
Influence, power.
They will sacrifice their children, yeah.
Yeah.
They will sacrifice their children, their parents, their friends, whatever is dear to them, to a god, so that they can, even some of them do it and still don't make the money.
Of course.
You see?
And they lose their mind.
How would you not lose your mind?
So, on that note, there's no shortcuts. Your network is your net worth. There comes a time where you go to a level where money is no longer the currency. Relationships become the currency. So start developing those around you. Like we say, everybody's vibe is different. If their vibe is not vibing on that direction with you, let them be. It's not bad, it's not good. They're just not for your vibe. Your vibe will attract your tribe.
Yes, sir.
And so that is why you should keep sending keep with a pure motive. That is very important. With a pure motive, keep sharing with people, and the people that are yours will come to you. Even, can you imagine? Even Jesus understood this principle, that when he was dealing with people, they said some people were leaving. Jesus, people are leaving your group. People are leaving. He said, and what are you still doing there too? Why are you not joining them to leave? And they said, where do we go? He said, okay, so you were meant to be here then. Ignore those ones. They're not meant to be here.
Simple.
Rika, what do you think?
So something just came to mind about this whole cooperation
versus
ideology. So when I was younger, my mum always used to tell me and my brothers this, well, she used to give us this anecdote where she would hold the ballet. Do you know the thing that we used to sweep the floor? She'll take one of the sticks from the ballet and she'll say, look how easy you can break this. Just one stick. And then she will hold the holy ballet and she'll try and break it with all of her power. And she say, you see, you can't break it. So that then proves to us that when you're by yourself and you're trying to compete with others, you are easily broken. Whereas if you come together like the ballet, you cannot be broken.
Nick has spoken, ladies and gentlemen. Let us not add any more to that.
The ballet principle.
Like the ballet.
The ballet principle is a play right here.
On that note, as we usually say, this is Mr. Phil signing off. Say bye, guys.
Bye-bye, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.